Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necro Neil.
There's a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is, where you are as you're watching this. If you're joining us live, good evening, good morning, and welcome to you. If you haven't been here before, my name is Lisa. I am the person that runs this channel. Basically, I am the woman with the channel. So yes, this is welcome. This is Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. I'm just trying to get my cards out of the box. You see, that's what the problem is. And tonight is a special night. Tonight is Beltane, and it is also a Psychic Sunday. Yes, indeed. So we're going to do some tarot readings. We've got all sorts of bits and bobs to get going through tonight. I've got a couple of decks. Also, everybody, I've got a couple of favors to ask. Right. So as well as all the usual YouTube favors where I'm asking you to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video, all of that usual stuff. Thank you very much. Also, if you've got any questions about witchcraft in general, me and Neil, Necro Neil, who I do the podcast with, we are going back to filming the podcast very soon. So we are looking for some of your questions that we can answer during the podcast. So if you've got any witchy questions, I just realized I've still got my glasses on. If you've got any witchy questions or anything that you would like to ask us, then do please pop them into the chats today if you want, and just put it as podcast question or question for the podcast or something like that, so I know that that's not going to be one of your tarot questions. Right then, everybody, so I do hope everybody is feeling good. It's been a bit of an old week, hasn't it? It's been a hell of a week. Let me just have a look. Oh, look, there's okay. I've got, oh god, there's loads of people here already. And see, I've just taken my specs off and now I can't bloody see, can I? And Mo Agarwal, sorry, my darling, I've got your question. Oh, our wonderful Ed's already gone on and starred it for me. Thank you, Ed. Talking about Ed says hello. Nanette's here as well. Good evening to Nanette. Tracy Wallace is here. Good evening to Tracy. Hello. Can you have a general reading? You absolutely can, my darling. Yeah, do please stick around for your readings, everybody, please. Rose is here. Hello, could I know what's coming in for me in May? You can do. I'll star that one. Today's Beltane. I believe today's Beltane. Yes, I'm sure it is. You've got me questioning now. Questioning, where is the love? I haven't even got me witch's diary thing is in the other room, because I use it all the bloody time, so I haven't even got that with me. But yeah, it is. I'm sure today I think it is. Patricia, can you Patricia, help? I can't remember. I thought it was anyway. Yes. Rose, I've got your question in. Thank you very much. Ed's asking, have we all remembered to hit the thumbs up button? Let me see if I've got the magic button. Do I still have the... Oh, yes, I do. So then on this channel, when we get one of those likey spikies, I thought it was the day before May 1st. I always thought it was the day before May 1st. You see, this is it. You see, this is why witches... we do things differently because it's not written down proper. Anyway, when we get a like spike on this channel, we call it a glorious like spike because it is glorious. Yes. Yes, it is glorious. So we want a little bit of a like spike. If you can do, please go ahead and hit that thumbsy uppy button. Thank you, Nandini. You love the color on me. Thank you very much. I've got your question in as well. Rabina's here. Rabina Sahanta. Hello, my darling. How are you doing? Right then, so I've got a few questions coming in already. Today, by the way, I'm going to be using always feels like whenever I discuss like what deck or whatever it is I'm using, it always feels like, do you remember on the lottery? I don't know if they still do it. I haven't watched normal telly for so long, but they used to do the thing where they were like, we're going to be using set of balls number 4, and the lottery machine is Sir Guinevere, or whatever it would be called. And they would name the lottery machine, and they would tell you which machine and which numbered set of balls or whatever it was. And so I'm always like, and today we'll be using set of cards, the vice versa, and machine the enchanted. Yes, everyday enchantment. Can you please go into how to draw up energy from the earth for a spell? Yes, we can do. Yes, we can do. Okay, Ed. Do you want that on tonight's stream, or do you want me to? Do you want to like away from the stream when we've got more time and do it on a call? It's entirely up to you. I will happily do either, Ed. Just let me know what you would prefer. Hang on, right. So the next question for the Witchy podcast is about how do you draw up energy for a spell? How do you draw? I take it you don't mean like getting a pen and then drawing the sign for any electricity symbol and then the sign for a battery. Although, you want it today? Okay, Ed, no problem at all. Do me a favor, put it in the chat and star it, and I'll get to it because I can't remember what you've just said, even though you just said it 2 seconds ago. Can you please go into how to draw up energy? Draw up energy. I'm just having to write everything down for spells. Yep, there you go. Fantastic. Right then, so let's have a look at what is happening today. So then everybody is around, depending on where. Yeah, depending on what different structure you kind of you came into witchcraft on, because I always believed and was always told originally that Beltane was May Eve, which is today, I believe. I believe that's today. I think so. Or is today? Oh, I don't know. I've all got confused. Anyway, so yes, there's lots of different stuff to do with that. If anyone else has got any other questions about witchcrafty stuff, do pop it in the chat, and we'll get you the proper answers. We'll get you proper answers, not just me when I haven't had a lot of sleep going, I think it's this, but I don't remember. Right then, so I do have something to say, by the way, everybody. I've got a really important thing to share. I haven't even played the channel intro yet. Hang on, where's that gone on my little doodah? Here we go. It's Sunday, isn't it? Yes, so it's time to play the Sunday entry thing. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me, and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Psychic Sunday session, so let's see what's in store today. Yes, it is indeed a Psychic Sunday. We're going to stick to the tarot today. In a few weeks' time, I will be unveiling my own divination kind of thing, my own divination system that I have been working on. So yeah, that'll be coming in a few weeks. And also, I may well be doing something with runes over the summer. I've got an idea about how I might be able to hack my brain with the whole thing of not being able to remember runes. So yeah, I'm going to try something this summer. So maybe keep an eye out for that. Why not? It'll be a good time for you to hit that subscribe button and also to ding that bell. There you go. So that YouTube notifies you when I upload these videos. Right then. Also, just in case you didn't know,
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Thank you very much for that breaking news there. I have been known to use bad language, and also this is the only channel, well, maybe not the only channel, but on this channel I do pride myself in never ever talking in vague terms about tall, dark, handsome strangers and things like that. If you want a reading because you've got a difficulty and you want some guidance, that's what you need. You don't need somebody going, it'll be all right, it'll be fine. That's nice, but you've got friends for that. What you want to come here for, what you want from me is the guidance, some answers, a bit of a clue as to which direction to go in, and you want all of that wrapped up in a nice succinct. You don't want me kind of, and then there might be a little cloud on a rainy day. No, you don't want that. What you want is, look, this is where you done fucked up. This is what you need to do to fix it. This is how you move on. That's what you all want from me, and that's why I am here. So thank you very much for joining me. But yes, as you've already found out, because I did just use a naughty word there, I do swear just a little bit every now and again, if there's an R in the month or Y in the day. So yes, right, we're going to crack on with some readings. Now, I do have some, this is the important bit, everybody, right? This is dull as dishwater, but this is really important. So if you are asking for a tarot reading, you must stick around, because if we call your name, I am going to call your name exactly 2 times. On the second time, you get one of these. A red alert klaxon. When the red alert klaxon is going off, that means you've got exactly 20 seconds. When the alert finishes, when we get down and it finishes that 20-second countdown, if you are not on the live in the chat going, hi, I'm here for my reading, then unfortunately you will get your reading yeeted, because we've got so many times. It's starting to be every single week where we're getting 5 or 6 people that come in, pop their question in the chat, and by the time we get to them, they're not there. It's holding the whole process up, and it means when we're waiting for 1 or 2 people that aren't there, that takes 3 or 4 minutes to get through that rigmarole, which means somebody else could have had like nearly a full reading in that time. If it's going on and we're doing it multiple times, then it just isn't fair to those people that do wait around. So please, if you aren't able to wait around, and you've asked a question, no worries, just put it into the chat. We've got some moderators on this channel that are amazing. Just say, sorry, I've got to head off, I'm not going to be here for my reading now. And they will let you know that it's no problem at all, and you'll be, it's much better to have put a question in 3 weeks running and for you to have said, oh, sorry, I can't, wait for this now. And you will still be in good stead. We will still go, absolutely, get your question in the next week. If, however, you're somebody who drops out multiple times, we'll start to recognize that, and then it just isn't, you're not going to get your question answered anyway. So please do just bear that in mind. Anyway, the other thing I've got to tell you is that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, as always, do please check out a professional in those areas. I do have a little bit of limited skills and training in counseling, but I am not by any way, shape or form a qualified counsellor. So if you are looking for support in those areas, please do, as I say, seek out professional support in those areas. The other thing, the third and final thing to remind you all of is you have the ability to queue jump. You have the ability to make sure that your reading is the very next one. You can do so by going up to here, buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic, where you can buy me a coffee. You can buy a queue jump. That will get you ahead. I think it's something like £5, so it's the cost of a coffee, and it will get you to the next reading. With everybody who does donate, 10% of all donations goes to Fight Bladder Cancer and 10% goes to Action Bladder Cancer UK, the 2 UK bladder cancer charities that really helped me out last year. May is in fact Bladder Cancer Awareness Month, so I'll be banging on about it all bloody next month anyway. But if you want to queue jump, you can go over there to do it. That's also where our channel memberships are. Now, if you join the channel memberships, you also do get lots of perks, videos early, and we are working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes at the moment involving tarot, involving other witchcraft, crystals, all sorts of bits and pieces that I am working on. All of that is getting opened up to members first. And we've just done a members live stream before this one for an hour, where, to be fair, I mean, it wasn't the most exciting one this week because everybody was listening to me moaning about being a fat cow. But anyway, there is a pre-live, and members can get readings over there if they want. But anyway, all of that being said, everybody, it is now time. I'm going to hit the magic buttons. Is it this one? There we go. And we're going to go across and see who we've got. So let's have a look. I like that. Tracy says that Tracy will be here. Tracy will be here. She needs the company while doing the ironing. Oh God, is there anything worse? Not that I've done. I used to love ironing. Do you know, when I was a teenager, my mum used to give me the big, massive, like the washing basket when it came out the tumble dryer. And I would just quite happily, I'd set the ironing board up in the lounge whilst Neighbours or something was on, and I would just sit and iron or just stand and iron everything. She loved me for doing that. I'm telling you, God. These days, not so much. You can ask Lynette, what would you like to know? What would you like to know, my darling? Let's have a look-see. Right, let's have a look. Do you think Samhain, the end of the year or the beginning of the new year? Well, technically both. If it's the end of one year, it's the start of another. Samhain is often called the witch's new year. For me, I always get a bit, it's not, is it? Because the new year is January, so all of that. So yeah, New Year's January. Otherwise, it just gets really super confusing. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Let's have a little look then. So who have we got coming up first? Anmol Agarwal. I'm sure I say that wrong every time. Agarwal. Anmol Agarwal, if you're here in the live chat, do please come and say hello. Oh, you're doing the holiday ironing. Have you been away, Tracy? Svetlana, your question is in. Have you been away? I bet Tracy's been. I bet. Listen, you all sat there in the chat, right? We're all thinking the same thing. Poor Tracy doing in the ironing. No, she's buggered off to Bermuda for the last 6 months, isn't she? She's been sunning herself. She's had cocktails on the on flow, on tap. She's had her tootsies up, lying back on that lovely pool float for 6 months, having a whale of a time. She's got home, she's got a bit of ironing to do, and then she's back off to the Bahamas again, and then she's back off, swanning off to some Milan, somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just making all this up. Anyway, right, let's go. Anmol, I've got your question in. Oh, you're going next week. Oh, sounds nice. Anmol, I've got your question in. I am going to press the magic buttons and get everything started. Let's crack on about now.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Okay, Anmol, I've got your question. It should be coming up on screen. There we go. So let's have a look. I'm going to use the Everyday Enchantment deck. So it says, I tell you what, I'm going to take that ticker tape off for a second because that will lower the thing. There we go. It says, hang on. There we go. My love interest, Vidika, is in a third-party relationship. Will she be able to leave him and marry me, or do I need to move on? Oops, let me just pick up that one that I just decided to throw that one across the side of the room. Let's have a look. So then, is Vidika happy in the third party relationship? In other words, seeing somebody else, or Or is basically what you're asking, Anmol, is there hope, aren't you? That's what you're asking, my friend. You're asking if there is hope. Will she be able to leave him and marry me, or do I need to move on? Let's have a look and see what the cards will possibly say for you, my darling. Dragons, good evening to you. Anmol Agarwal would like to know, does Vedika, who is in a third-party relationship, is she going to be able to leave the third party and get with Anmol? Is she going to be able to marry Anmol, or does Anmol need to cut his losses and just move on? Let's have a look. Well, it doesn't look like we've got a modifying card. So, okie dokie, let's... Oh, there we go. We'll do your drop. Hang on. Rose, my darling, Rose, you'll be up next. So, Rose, if you come and say hello in that there live chat, you'll be up after Anmol in about, I don't know, probably about 8 minutes or so, something like that, 8-10 minutes. Right, then let's have a look. Oh, is there two? Yes, there was. I thought there was. We've got the 10 of blades. Oh, the 6 of blades. Oh, and the Knight of Blades. Now, these have been shuffled. You saw me shuffling them. These have been extensively shuffled. Right, okay. So blades in this deck is what we would often call the swords in most other, or what most other decks call the swords. So you've been around on the channel before, Anmol. You've heard me say numerous times that swords is the trouble and strife suit, okay? And in this case, blades becomes the trouble and strife suit. So it's the suit of things that are obstacles, challenges to overcome. Now, the energy that you've got that's coming into the moment, we've got the 10 of blades. Now, look, just look at this. This does not look like a happy situation, does it? We've got this person here. Is she being beaten? Is she being like there's a glass bottle that's been smashed? This person seems to have a knife. There's a cat even having a go. Even the sprite here, look, even this sprite, the energy elemental, even the elemental is having a go at her. We've got barbed wire, razor wire up through here. It's just not a happy situation, is it? And this is the energy that is coming up to where you are now. So this is like the recent past, and this is the energy that's circulating. So when we're talking about relationships, unfortunately, I don't think that this isn't saying that Vedika's in a horrible relationship. They're saying that this is your situation. I think that there is a lot happening at the moment, and I think there is a lot that is how can I say? I think there is a lot for you all to deal with. There's a lot going on between the three of you in that particular relationship. I think there's a lot going on. I think it's causing a hell of a lot of stress, a hell of a lot of heartache, across all three of you, across absolutely all three of you. I don't know whether the guy that Vedika is in a relationship with, I don't know whether he's aware of you or aware of sort of what's going on, but there's just no happiness here. It's a lot of challenges and a lot of heartache. And then the energy that we've got coming up, so this is what is going to be around probably until mid-May. So this is about now. As I say, for the next couple of weeks, we've got the 6 of blades. Now again, look at this. We've got this icy river. It's an icy river, but do you see the cracks? Do you see how this is melting? Just here, look, the ice is melting, the ice is cracking. The blades in this case are the ice skates. No, it's those that are doing the damage. So yeah, normally 6 is a good celebratory card, but when we're dealing with the 6 of blades, again, there's just a lot. There's just so much cracking and so much like upheaval and challenge going on with this. So I don't think there's any respite. It's like it goes from an absolute shit show to being not quite as bad during May, but then we go back to the Knight of Blades, and this is where I'm asking you if Vedika's the person that she's in a relationship with knows, because we've got the Knight, and look at this person's face, right? That is not a happy person. Look what they're doing to this haircut. They are just hacking away, right? This Knight doesn't think about what they're doing. They just go for it, think about repercussions later. Look at this poor woman. She sat there going, oh my God, he's chopped all my hair off. This is another one of these not pleasant cards to see. So what we've got with this night energy is this is probably your opposite number, Anmol, to be fair. This is probably your opposite number. This is probably the one who is, you know, on the other side of Vedika. And it just feels like, look, he just doesn't care. This person doesn't care. And the night is that energy where people are going to do what the hell they want anyway. They're not going to think about the repercussions. You're asking a very specific question about, will she be able to leave him and marry you? There's nothing here saying that. This is all turmoil. This is all, everything is up in the air. She isn't happy with him. Well, it's kind of like, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and there is just so much upheaval and stress with these cards. I get that. I can certainly see that, but there's no relief from this. Put it that way, Anmol. There's no, like, you're not coming in on a white charger, you know, rescuing her. There's nothing here talking about that. There's nothing here saying that she's going to find a way out of this, or she's going to, you know, step away out of this. It sounds like, and again, I don't know the situation. I'm just stirring my coffee, sorry. I don't know the situation, and I obviously am not in that particular situation. But if you're there waiting basically with open arms for her to step out of this into a warm, loving relationship, and she isn't able to do that, there's one of two reasons. Either she's completely under this guy's control and literally physically is unable to, or for whatever reason she doesn't want to. And again, it's one of those horrible things where sometimes you the only thing that we can do is to accept the choices of the people that we love, even if it's cutting their own nose off to spite their face. I've got a sibling who's in exactly that situation at the moment, and you know, unfortunately, we are no longer in any form of contact because of it. So yeah, I think, to be honest with you, Anmol, if it's literally, if you are continually hanging on and hanging on and hanging on, you haven't got a life here either, my friend. And so my all of this looks like, as bad as the relationship is, she's staying put. You know what I mean? As bad as it is, it looks like she's staying put. And for that reason, I think it's literally going to be one of those things where I think it is probably best for you to find your own way forward, if that makes sense. Hang on one second. I'll tell you what. Dragons. Elemental energies. I want one card. This next card on the top of the pile. This one, we want a clear idea of whether Anmol should hang about or move on, right? One card, dragons. It's literally, should I stay or should I go now? That's what we want to know. And we've got the 7 of Cups reversed. Oh, 7s are not good. Cups is about emotions. So again, it's all about mixed emotions, Anmol. It's all about mixed emotions. There's nothing in here. You all right, love? Yeah. There's nothing in here saying that, you know, oh my God, it's going to be amazing, and oh, there's lots of wonderful things happening and everything's grand. There's nothing there. This is really just saying, look, even if you two made it a go, and even if you absolutely went for it, there's issues and stuff here, because the 7 is not, it's not a bad card, but it's not a good card, and it's reversed. So again, it's talking more and more and more about there being challenges, and about there being, you know, even if you two were to find yourself in a situation where you're together, there's still a hell of a lot of obstacles and stuff going on. So the only thing I can say, my darling, the only thing from what the cards are saying and what my gut instinct is saying is that if it's something that you are giving up opportunities for love and romance, and if you are giving up those opportunities in the hope of being with Vedika, then it might be time to start accepting some of those opportunities when they arise, my darling. And it might be time to, you know, accept that it's not your decision. You know, it's not what you would want to happen for Vedika and for her life moving forward. But again, if it's her choice, then all you can do is respect that and move on and find somebody that will love you for who you are. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much. Thank you for your question. And yeah, I'm going to move on to the next. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I'm going to move on now to the next person. But thank you ever so much for your question. And as always, Amal, I wish you nothing but the very best of luck. I really, really do. And I hope that if Vedika ever realizes, yes, please, Patricia, if Vedika realizes just how much you're there and caring, she might realize what she's lost at some point, but it certainly doesn't feel like there's any impetus for her to move at the moment, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. Right then, okay, I'm going to move on now. Let's have a look. Rose, my darling, Rose, I saw you come and say hello, and then I've got Tracy after Rose. Could I know what's coming up in May? Absolutely, my darling. So then, Rose, let me have a look. Just confirm that you're still here, Rose, just because I called you just before Anmol, and then that was quite because that was then quite a large one. Yep, you're still here. Fantastic. Right then, I am going to press the magic button, and yeah, I'm going to hit the magic button and do your timestamp, and it is 33 minutes. We go. Fantastic. 33, in fact, it's actually 33:30. So we'll make sure it's right for the timestamps. I will be putting them all in a little bit later this evening or maybe tomorrow. I'm going to stick with this deck. I think I'm quite enjoying this deck. So then let's have a look, Rose, at your question. Could I know what's coming for me in May, please? Let's have a look. Dragons. Rose would like to know what is coming in Rose's direction. That sounds so wrong. It sounds better in my head. What is coming up for Rose in May? That's what we'd like to know. Let's have a look then. What is coming up for Rose in May? Oh, we've had a card. Is that just one? Nope, that's two. Okay, we'll do, well, both of them flip together, so we'll count them as one. Right, hang on a second. We've got the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune have both pumped out at you. I think we might have the answer here. Are you in a relationship, Rose? Because if you are, then... Say again? Oh, I think Rufus is talking to the dog. Sorry. If you are, then it's looking really well suited at the moment, because as you can see, we have the Lovers. If you're not in a relationship, let me click over onto the live. Hang on, let's have a look. See, if you're not in a relationship, then it could well be that there is something sparking. Now, if you look, we have got you're single at the moment. Wow, then, Rose, get on the apps. Get on the single dating nights. Get ready for your speed dating, bingo dating, yoga dating. I saw somebody was doing all of that. Get ready, my darling. Get ready, because you've got the Lovers energy coming in. Absolutely. You've got this one coming in during May, along with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, in this case, it's a tire, because, you know, this deck is very different. But the Wheel of Fortune is all about risk and opportunity. So it's about spinning that wheel, and it's literally like the game show where you spin that wheel. So there is opportunity coming your way this next month. Okay, so literally, you might want to kind of how can I put this? How can I put this delicately? You might want to wash your sheets. Yeah, just in case. That's all I'm saying. And be ready if you've got if somebody at work asks you out for coffee, or if somebody says, oh, do you fancy going for a chat or anything like that, because it does very much feel like it's going to come out of the blue, like this wheel of the fortune. Yes, the wheel of fortune. This is really not something that you're going to expect. Literally, it's like you're spinning that wheel. Who knows where it's going to land? But there is definitely romantic energy coming in. I don't get the lovers. Some people get the lovers, and it's like, this is friendship, strong connections. It could be all sorts of different things. No. For me, the dragons only ever give me this card if it means, like, literally boom chakawawa. You know what I mean? If it's a little bit of yes, that, all of that. This is why I get this card, right? If it's just a little bit of flirtatiousness or a bit of friendship coming up, I never get the lovers for that. I get other cards. So if you're single, be prepared. Right then, dragons, we've got the 2 overall. I want one more card for Rose, right? And I would like to know, what do I want to know? I would like to know, dragons, roughly what direction she can expect this in. Okay, where this unexpected love energy, I know, right? I'm saying this unexpected love energy, but where this is coming from. So could this be from the workplace? Could this be from like entertainment? Where is this coming from? So I'm actually going to do a draw. So here we go. We want a draw. We're going to do this card. Oh, these cards do not like being drawn. Right, hang on. Being drawn. Right, there we go. And we've got, oh my God, it's another major. We've got the Emperor reversed. Authority figure, Rose. Rose, who is your boss? Who is your authority figure? Who is the person that makes big, important decisions? Because whoever that is, it's linked in with this. It's not your boss. It's not your boss, unfortunately. You're not going to get a pay rise that way, my darling. But oh, made myself chuckle. But it's somebody linked in with that boss energy, because for me, the Emperor is the ultimate boss. It's almost like, is this the Oval Office? Is this, where is this? Because it's like, it's almost looks a little bit like Nelson Mandela, doesn't it? But it's that very sort of dignified world leader type status. But I'm not saying that's where it's coming from, but it's definitely with somebody that's got an authority figure, an older gentleman, and somebody who's got that final say. Someone who basically, can sort of, if they push this pen this way, they can hire 200 people. And if they push the pen this way, they can fire 200 people. It's that sort of boss energy. And it's not the boss that you're going to date, but it's somebody around that. So look at assistants, look at people who, are just hangers on. Look at people in the workplace that may have come in or may know the boss, but it's somebody around that who's going to bring this energy in with them. The fact that you've got 3 major arcana cards, the fact that they came up so strongly, 2 dropped, and then I did this one as a pull. The fact that you've got that going on, Rose, this is really, really well suited. So listen, you have to let us know. I'm not saying come in every Sunday, because we don't want to be interrupting you if you're having a good time, but we really do want you, Rose, to come back in and let us know what's happened in May, in the beginning of June. Right, you got to come in and tell us. Also, don't forget, everybody, if anybody ends up in a relationship that goes really deadly serious because of something that's happened on one of the streams, right, whether you've decided to go on that date or you've decided to take that person back, whatever it is, if that happens, both me and Patricia are dying to wear our wedding hats. That's what we want, right? Patricia's gone and bought one. I haven't even bought mine yet, but I have seen a lovely wedding hat. We are dying for an excuse. So if there is a long-term relationship, a marriage, or whatever else happening because of one of these streams, please let us know. Invite us. I'm a lover of a vol au vent, me. I love a good vol au vent. I'm easily pleased. A little bit of egg mayo in a vol au vent, a bit of cress on top. I'm as happy as Larry, however happy Larry is. I'm very easily pleased. So yeah, that's what we want. Some vol au vents. I don't even mind if they're a little bit dry around the outside, as long as the egg mayo in the middle and a bit of tuna mayo in the middle is nice. I'm there. That's what we want, Rose. All right. Anyway, let us know how it goes, because quite honestly, that is very, very 3 major arcanas. Yeah, watch out for that. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. Right then, let's see who I've got. Who I've got up next is, hang on, here we go, is Tracy Wallace. Tracy, my darling, come and say hello in that there live chat. Come and say hello in that there live chat. And I will come and say hello in the live chat. And then I will do your doodah. Yes, that makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Right, let's oh, Tracy. Is Tracy here? Oh no. That's the suspense music. Oh, Tracy Wallace. Please come and say hello. Oh, you're here. Fabulous, 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 fabulous. Rose, I love that. I absolutely love that. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That is very funny. Yes, a bit of a love life, a bit of a love in your life, sorry, is a long overdue, and also so's buying new sheets. Yeah, well, you never know. It doesn't have to be the expensive Egyptian cotton kind. You know what I'm saying? Most people, if they're getting jiggy with it, they don't mind whether it's expensive Egyptian cotton, do they? It's not what they're there to be feeling. Anyway, Tracy, I'm here. Let's crack on. I'm gonna you're going naughty now. I'm gonna do your doodah, and we'll do your doodah with this doodah. This one.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
I just realised that all the way through that, the blooming question was on screen. Never mind. Right then, Tracy, I've got your question up, so your question should be on screen just about. Oh no, hang on! Don't put Tracy in a timeout. Oh my God, I nearly put you in timeout then, Tracy. You'll have to go and sit on the foot of the stairs. Can I have a general reading, please, my darling? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Right then, dragons. Tracy Wallace would like a general reading, please. Oh, we've got Wispy coming straight in. Wispy energy. So if you don't know, when I talk about dragons, I talk about elemental energies, a bit like the sprites and things that you see in this deck. They're not fairies. They're definitely not part of the Fae or a part of that. It is part of the elemental energies that make up the whole planet, basically. So in the same way that if you're out in a wood, sometimes you can feel the trees and the energy and just that general space. It feels very different if you're in a wooded area than if you're by a pond. And largely it's because the elemental energy, the wood energy, is a lot more solid and grounded. And when you're with a pond, because you've got that trickling energy that's always on the go, that's a lot more energized. And literally, like, ion levels and things like that are different. Ozone, there's so many things that are different. Like the chemical structure of the air is different depending on where you are, and so is the elemental energies. So that's the energies that I work with and connect with. It's the elementals, and but I visualize them, if you like, or I work with them in the form of dragons. And how I do this is, or how this works for me, I believe it's that elemental energy that connects to the Akashic records, which is basically the big book of knowledge about all of our lives that we've ever had, ever will have, ever could have had, ever could have not been, but could have been, but wasn't, but was. All of that, the whole multiverse, all recorded, and somehow some people are able to tap into that energy and just understand. And for me, I use these cards, and that's the avenue that they come through. So then I'm going to do your drop, Tracy. Here we go. There we go. And we didn't have a card flip. So even though we've got Wispy, who is the air elemental, we've not had a card flip. So then we've got 1, 2, and we've got the Lovers again. But look, different cards either side. So, you know, when I say, and I will probably see, we'll probably see the Lovers again tonight, because it's one of those cards. Once we get a repeat on this channel during a live stream, the mods will tell you, once we get one repeat, it tends to happen with the same card multiple times, because the dragons keep an eye on where that card is. And so through the deck, if they need to bring on, it's like a shorthand. If they need to send me a message about love and romance, they could send me lots of different cups and all that. But if they just drop this card in, they know exactly where that is. So anyway, talking about cups, Tracy, the 8 of Cups. I mean, there's more than 8 cups in this washing up bowl, isn't there? But you've got the 8 of Cups. Ironing board. Oh! Ironing board. Ironing. Interesting. Out of 78 cards, I don't think I've seen another card with an ironing board and iron on. Interesting. Right. Anyway, so the energy that you've got that is leading into May, so the energy that you're just leaving now, or that you're leaving behind, is the 8 of Cups. Now, Cups is an emotional suit. It's talking very much about your, you know, positive emotions, love, friendship, all of that. This is where it is different to the Lovers. But Cups is also like, it's a water energy, so it's very much in the flow and it's very changeable. Now, the 8s are normally quite good cards. So even though this looks, sorry, I keep having to, I made my coffee, right, a little bit behind the scenes today. Look, I made my coffee, it looks nice, right? But I made it with soy milk and it keeps splitting. You can see, look at that, it's going to split there. It's so annoying. Anyway, a bit like these cups here, look, is what it's going to look like. But the 8 is kind of normally quite positive. It's like you're getting there. But this feels a little bit like, how can I put it? It feels a little bit monotonous, almost like you're stuck in a rut emotionally. So it's not that you're you know, doing the same thing every day, and that, you know, your days are one, you know, you don't know whether it's Monday or Friday or Thursday or when, because every day feels the same. It's not so much that, it's more that emotionally there is something that you're just I wonder if literally you're waiting till after the holiday for something, because it feels like, look, if we can just like, there's no room in the sink now, but I don't want to start washing up. So if I just put like this, well, if I balance the cup on top of the other cup and then put the soup bowl next to it, and if I just shove this just on the corner, then I don't have to do the washing up. It's like there's something here that you're putting off, something that you're acutely aware of, and now as I'm saying it, a part of you is going, shut the fuck up, Lisa. But there is definitely something here that you are kind of wanting to bury your head in the sand over. And I'm not saying you are, I'm not saying that is happening, but it feels very much like it feels very much like, you know, you kind of just want it to pass. This too shall pass. You just want to get to the other side of it. And it feels like it's, again, I think this could well be related to holiday or related to whatever this time period is, because it does feel like you're kind of going, right, I just need to get, once we're, it's a bit like, you know, at Christmas time, like whenever anybody's in November, it's always like, right, let's just get past Christmas and then we'll sort XYZ out. You know what I mean? Like, whether that's paying back your credit card, you're dealing with your in-laws, whatever it is, it's like, right, let's just get past this and then we'll deal with it. And that's what this feels like with that energy. Now, it is the energy you're leaving as well, Tracy. So it's not something that you're going to be taking with you, which is quite fortunate, because the card that you've got coming up prominently into the beginning of May we've got the Lovers again. So a lot of people, well, I say a lot of people, there is this element of this kind of kissy romantic energy, a little bit of sexual energy, a bit of desire, a bit of lust. There's all of this coming into play now, partly because, you know, we're now getting into spring. So that is literally, this is the time of the year for it. This is the time of the year when, you know, it's getting on to lambing, and well, it's not getting on to lambing. It's when everybody's doing the thing that creates the lambs later in the year. You all know what I mean. And it's all of that. So it's that spring, the sap is rising, but there is something else going on. So whether you've been in a relationship where this has been rekindled, or whether you are, you know, looking for something, the next couple of weeks, you're all right. Yeah, so I thought you were talking to yourself. I thought you were talking to yourself. Oh, I'm hearing things. Sorry, everyone. I could have sworn my other half was talking to himself then. It sounded like he was holding a poorly puppy or something. Not that we've got puppies. I don't know why my brain went there. But anyway, this love energy is coming in, basically, Tracy, is what I'm saying. And it feels like it's upright, it's warm, it feels really nice, if that makes sense. It feels like it's a really nice lifting energy coming through. And then as we get towards the back end of May, we've got the star coming in. Now the star is a bit of a weird one for me, because the star is often, you're wishing on a star, and wishes aren't goals. You know what I mean? You can make them goals. You can turn a goal into a wish and therefore it does nothing, or you can turn a wish into a goal and work towards it. And that's kind of the energy that this is bringing. Look, this isn't a wish. This isn't wish fulfillment. This is somebody taking you by the hand and helping you. They are leading you. They are literally, whether this is rubble after an earthquake is what it feels like to me, they are helping you dig yourself out of this situation, and they are helping you. They're guiding you forward. Okay, so whatever this energy is with the Lovers, this star energy is about finding that connection, and finding that path beyond what seems to have come undone. Okay, because something's definitely come undone with this, whether it's an emotional thing here, whether it's what was going on with the Eight of Cups, this sort of not yet, but things aren't quite right. If all of that, it feels like this is going to lead into a rekindling of something, which is going to itself lead into the support and the help, which is going to help deal with this. It's almost like this is coming full circle. Do you see what I mean? But it feels like the star is going to heal some of the hurt from the Eight of Cups here. I don't know whether any of that makes any sense at all. Let me just go to the comments down here. Oh, hang on. What's it saying? Yes, change of work for the better in June after 7 months of comment. Looking forward to a better work-life balance. It could well be that. It could well be that. It's digging you out of this difficult situation. And it's something where I don't think it's, oh, this would be work-life balance. Yeah, that would relate to this totally. So this Lovers bit then in the middle, Tracy, this is the bit that's interesting, because this doesn't come up, as I said before, this doesn't normally come up for me if it's platonic. It doesn't come up as a metaphor for work or anything else. This comes up as, you know, oh, apparently my watch doesn't have an answer for that. That's good to know. Thank you for that, watch. Dragons, I want one more card from the top. We want to know, is this work-based with this love and this star? Is this work, career, money? Is this romance? That's what we want to know. Ooh, bloody hell. We've got the Empress. So Empress is about abundance. And normally that could mean like financial abundance. But for me, the Empress comes up with emotional abundance first, even though it's come up reverse. So the reversal, I'll talk about that first. The reversal is basically, for me, is just saying that there is something here that is unseen, and that Empress energy, when it comes in, is always joyous, it's always abundant, it's family. I mean, the other thing that the Empress is known for is fertility. So just be a little bit wary. just be a little bit wary. We've got a very, very fertile, and we've got the lovers coming up, helping out after a difficult situation. There could be all sorts of feels going on there, Tracy. Who knows? But it absolutely does feel like, it feels like May's going to be a lot better than April was for you, and it feels like if anything, if it carries on going that way, then it feels like June could really be a positive month as well. But just remember, part of the way through, you've got a bit of the physical. So yes, a bit of the physical. Hopefully that helps, my darling. Thank you very much for your question. And yeah, hopefully that helps. I don't know if it did or not, but yes, hopefully, which is all we can do on this channel, is hope that we help and then dramatically move on. You've been dating a great guy for around 10 months. Very happy, and Pat approves. No babies, you're too old. Doesn't have to be babies. Doesn't have to be babies. Could be puppy dogs. Could be little baby kittens. Could be a little gerbil. Could be all sorts. Could be all sorts. Doesn't have to be a humanoid child. My bloody soy milk is really annoying me. But yes, doesn't have to be. Could be a metaphor. That could be a metaphor for like other things in the relationship developing. Maybe we do need to buy a hat, Patricia. Yes. Anyway, thank you very much for your question, Tracy. Yeah, I hope that helps. Let's have a look. Who is going to be next? I will go to Svetlana Dimitrova. Svetlana Dimitrova. If you're here in the live chat, Svetlana Dimitrova, come across. We may need a couple of hats. I know, right? Don't want anyone thinking we're a couple of swells, do they? We're a couple of swells. We're going to the posh hotels. We something else, and something else that smells. Yes. Svetlana's here. Lovely, fantastic, fabulous. Right then, Svetlana, I'm going to get your reading up. When I do that, or just before I do that, I'm going to play this wonderful little thing. And it's your timestamp. There we go. Right then, Svetlana, I've got your question. It should be on the screen. There we go. So, question: are me and V going to reconcile, and when? I tell you what, everybody, I'm going to. That's what I was going to say, mods. Good God, just remembered now. I was going to say, if you look at my channel and go into the playlists, there is a playlist for, I think it is called Witchcraft Basics. Now, in that playlist, there's all sorts of videos, okay, everybody, and included in those videos are some different ways of helping to deal with a broken heart, basically. I think they're in that one. But yeah, have a little look. See, there's certainly, if you look at the video that says top 10 tips for baby witches, there are some bits and pieces in there that are good for helping deal with those sort of emotions and things like that. So yeah, have a little look. See, we are going to be filming a lot more videos for that sort of subject, for talking about relationships and things, and how you can use magic and witchcraft to actually help with the things that are going on in those sort of situations. So yeah, do have a look. See, everybody, back at the do have a look. See, that's what I'm trying to say, at the videos in my back catalogue, because there is plenty there that can help. Right then, I mean, it's all about magic, isn't it? Right then, Svetlana, dragons. Svetlana wants to know, are me and V going to reconcile? And if so, when? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Well, none of the cards are jumping. So it looks like we haven't got a modifying card for you, Svetlana. So then we'll get to your drop. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Got a drop. So then, are you and V going to reconcile? If so, when? Let's see what the cards have to say. Right. So this is you today. This is what you need to know, and this is the opportunity that's coming your way. Okay, so you today, we've got the Knight of Cups. Ooh, so Cups is your emotions, Svetlana. Cups is all about your emotions, and the Knight is that rebellious teenage. Look at this busker energy. That is the Knight energy. Now, Knights for me are not people that they don't tend to stick around very long, because before you know it, there's another conquest to be had. There's another, what's it called? Another quest for the Holy Grail. There's another nation that needs to be put down, and there's all of this stuff that they go off and do, the Knights. And so this is they're not the most stable of characters. Okay, so the fact that this is where you are now, this is you today, I don't know whether this is your sort of headspace where you're kind of like, I'm just a bit all over the place emotionally, or whether this is with V, and V's the one that is acting like the Knight. But Knights are basically, they're going to do what they want. They don't really care about the repercussions. They don't care if they end up getting hurt or hurting people along the way, because they're not really in it for the long term. So the fact that we've got this coming up in the sort of, this is where you are today kind of position, and the fact that you're asking the question would seem to say that this is V, and I don't think V's really in it for the long-term situation. What you need to know, so we've got the 8 of Blades. Again, so blades would be swords in another tarot deck. And we've got this situation. Look, it's about being trapped. So whether this is V feeling trapped or you feeling trapped, I think there is a feeling of being trapped, being kind of isolated and locked in, having this feeling where there is no escape. Whichever way you turn to, it's like the dog's barking, the dog wants feeding, or the baby's crying, or the washing needs to be done, or something's happening out the window, or there's always some other trial and some other burden, and it almost feels like no matter how many times, I don't think you and V, this is like the first time round, it almost feels like it's a recurring thing, or at least it was for a bit, and then the break happened, because it feels almost like, oh god, what, again, we're doing this again, oh really, we're doing it again. And it feels like Groundhog Day, or that what's it called, that film where she was Happy Death Day, where she was reliving the same day over and over and over, and it feels very much like that. It feels very stagnant, very trapped, very drawn in. And then the opportunity we've got, again, look when I talk about repeat cards, the opportunity that we've got is to get out of this with the Star. So the Star is coming in the opportunity phase. So she's basically bringing in this thing of, look, you need a help, you need a goal to get beyond this. So whether or not you and V get back together temporarily, it doesn't feel like it's going to last. It doesn't feel like that's an ongoing long-term relationship. It feels like you need to find whoever this person is to get you support and get out of that situation overall, because it almost feels like it feels like these two cards have been dancing around like this for so long that you're just kind of almost stuck in a loop, and you kind of need this Star energy. You need a friend, or almost like what's it called that they do it for alcoholics, an intervention. It's like you almost need a friend or someone to go, Svetlana, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are we here again? What are you doing? Look, come this way. Come with me. I'll get you out of it. I know. Come with me. I'll get you a cup of coffee. We'll have a chat. It's almost like that's what's needed, and that's what this Star energy is bringing in. Okay, my darling. So in answer to your question, very, 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 very succinctly, I think the answer is no. I don't think you're going to reconcile. And it almost feels like even if you did reconcile, you would be back in this situation. It's like whatever the argument was, whatever the disagreement was, it would be the exact same disagreement, but over a different subject. Do you know what I mean? So if the disagreement is over, I don't know, right? These are just examples. If the disagreement was because V wanted the thermostat set at 10 degrees and you moved it to 15 because you were cold, right? And that caused a massive argument, and then you split. And then the next argument is because, I don't know, V wanted Chinese for dinner and you wanted pizza. So V got uppity and caused a whole ruckus because it was what V wanted, and your say didn't get your opinion didn't get a look in. It's that sort of vibe, where, and I'm not saying that is what's happening. What I'm saying is where like the argument is the same argument, but just from a different perspective, and then it's the same argument, but just about a different subject, and then it's the same argument. So it's this whole Groundhog Day thing that keeps coming back to me, Svetlana. Whoever the star is, hopefully it's a friend. Look out for this person. They are going to be literally reaching out for you with this idea of this is giving you a goal. This is giving you a way out of the situation for yourself. So whether that is looking at somebody, literally saying, sod that, let's go and find a different fella, or let's go and find, let's go and just go and have some fun and some giggles without worrying about being in a relationship, whatever it is. This person's going to help you try and get out of that rut and help you out of that situation. But the way the cards are feeling, then unfortunately it doesn't feel like a reconciliation is literally on the cards at the moment, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. And unfortunately, as I always say, I can only give you the answers that the cards give me. I can't give you the answers for what you want to hear in all cases, unfortunately. But thank you very much for the question. Right, I'm going to pop back on to the other cam. There we go. And so let me just have a look. Who is up next? Oh, Ed's just nipped out. So it will be Nandini. Nandini, if you're here on the live, come and say hello on the live stream, Nandini. Come and say hello on that live stream, please, so that we know you are here. And then Nandini will be up next. No problem, Svetlana. I wish I could give you better advice from the cards, but that's literally what they've given to me. And so, yeah, the only thing I would say, my darling, is go easy on yourself and just take things very carefully. And remember, you are valid and you are loved and you are wonderful, even with or without a fella or a partner, a non-binary person, fella, wife, whatever, whoever. Nandini's here. Fabulous. Thank you, Nandini. I'm going to play your timestamp, and I'm going to do that about now.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Nandini at 1 minute and 9. No, 1 hour. 1 minute and 9. 1 hour and 9. Nandini. Let's have a look at your question. Nandini, a general reading. Yes, you can, my darling. So let's have a look. See, oh, I'm normally on the other camera, aren't I? That's why things felt very weird then. La 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 la. There we go. Oops, a daisy. Right, we had a card very much jump all the way out and slide over. The Ace of Blades again. Flaming Nora. Right, okay. So this card is absolute. I said, didn't I? What did I say earlier about repeats? The 8. I didn't think it would be the 8, but okay. So this is what's going on overall at the moment for you, Nandini. It feels very stressful. It feels like you've got a lot on your plate right now, and it feels like there's a lot of plate spinning, balls juggling, irons in fire, whatever way you want to turn it. There's a lot going on right now. And yeah, so if whatever's happening, let's have a look at what the cards have got to say as we go through. There we go. So then, Ed's back. Thank you, Ed. Oh, we've got the Magician, the Hierophant, and we've got the Eight of Wands. I think that's the first wand card we've seen tonight. Right then. So 2 major arcana cards. So let's just have a little look-see. So we've got the Magician. Now, this is coming up in the past. This is the energy that you are bringing with you. Now, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. There's a lot going on, but it feels like this is your doing. Nandini, oh, hang on. That is true. It's too much and you're confused. Have you been making too many wishes, my friend? Have you been trying to get too many things done and saying you'll take on too many roles? Because the Magician is all about you being the one that has the power. Because the Magician literally is the one that is manifesting everything. You can see there is the sword here, or the blade. We've got wands that are used here somewhere. The pentacles represented by the bucket, and what was the cups? Oh no, sorry, the cups are represented by the bucket, and the pentacles represented by the sunflowers, because you've got this golden disc here. Look, in the sunflower. So again, like the normal Magician, you've got all of the tools, but this Magician is literally building it with their own hands. And that is something that the Magician tends to talk about, is creating, manifesting. So if this is you, then you have manifested all of the things that are going on at the moment. So whether that's job opportunities, whether that is, you know, workload, whether it feels very workload, but it could be emotional, it could be all sorts of stuff. Whatever's actually happening, whatever's going on, all of this energy is being, because you've basically put that out into the universe that you can do it. Does that make sense? It's like saying, oh yeah, I'm trying to get some more work, and then all of a sudden, you know, you get enough work so you don't get a day off work for, you know, 7 or 8 weeks, because suddenly a lot more work comes in. And it's that thing of be careful what you wish for. So it feels very much that you've put that out into the universe to do some more stuff. And now you're like, oh God, it's a bit much. I didn't think I'd have this much to deal with. Let's look at the present though. So the present, we've got the Hierophant. Now I'm going to flip him so you can see. But the Hierophant is a religious teacher, not always about religion, not always, but the Hierophant is like, it would be the institution, if that makes sense. So in this case, it's a teacher and he's teaching religious studies, but he's very institutionalized. And so the Hierophant is talking about things being done a very particular way. Now, even though this is reversed, it's still, it's even stronger, if that makes sense. It's even more, there's even more rules to follow, even more for you there's even more for you to cram, I was about to say, but I don't know why cramming would make sense. I mean, it could be that you're studying, because we've got the books here. So, but again, this came up reversed in the situation. So if it is something where you are, how can I put it? I've got itchy crow. My crow's itching. If it is, I mean, I don't know, because people tell us all sorts of things on streams, and my brain is not good at the best of times, so I can't remember what it is that you do. But if there is something involved with restudying or studying for something, and that is what is causing all this stress, then it's almost like, do you know what it is? It's almost like you've said to the world you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? And if that's what you want to do, then you've got all of this work, and it feels like you're right in the thick of it now. So if this is study, then you're in the thick of it, but this is your choice. If it's workplace, then this is you taking on too much work already, if that makes sense. So it's you taking all of this, and this Hierophant, it feels so restrictive, Nandini. It feels so like everything has to be by the book. It's giving me, I don't know why, because it doesn't make any sense, but it's given me the oh my God, Bob Marley. No, not Bob Marley. Jacob Marley. No. What's he called? But Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge, right? It's giving me Ebenezer Scrooge. Not that this is about money, but do you remember? I don't know whether you've seen, but in the Christmas Carol, yeah, that's what it was. In the Christmas Carol, there is this moment where Scrooge is talking to his employee, and he's basically, it's like Christmas Eve, and he's going, no, you can't go off work because blah 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 blah, because of this, because of that, because of this, right? Basically, you have to stay at work because you haven't done your job. Even though it's Christmas Eve and everyone else is going home early, you have to stay and get this done. And this Hierophant feels like that. It's like if you're studying, you are sort of snowed under, but you're stuck because the exam isn't yet. If it's work, then it's like you are absolutely like working flat out at the moment with a boss that is, it would almost be like, it would almost be like the situation that Ed's in with a big important sort of dignitary coming tomorrow. It'll be like that, where you're like, if you're working, it's like almost like the CEO of the company is coming to your store tomorrow, or whatever it is that you do. And it feels like, God, you know, this could be really good, but my God, is it stressful? And then we've got in the future. So this is what is to come. This is like, I would say this is the end of May, the last week and a half, maybe the last 2 weeks of May. We've got the 8 of Wands. Now, in this case, the 8 is quite positive, because the Wands tends to be, we're talking about security, we're talking about how you feel about yourself, your own sense of comfort, your confidence, all of those things. Now, I think this, because this is your clarifying card, I think this is knocking your confidence. The fact that you're stressing, whatever you've manifested, whatever work you've asked for, whatever this is, I think you're stressing about it now, and it's starting to be a bit much, but it feels like you're coming out of it the other side by the end of May. And I don't think it's done. I don't think the work's done. I don't think you've got your deadline, or, you know, you've got to, the CEO's coming to see you, or the exam, or whatever it is. I don't think that's coming up by the end of May, but it feels very much like by the end of May, things will start to ease off a little bit, and you'll start to feel a little more secure in where you're headed. Does that make sense? Yeah, hopefully that makes sense, Nandini. It's like, this is when the respite from this comes. Like, the 8 of Wands kind of downplays the 8 of Swords, or the 8 of Blades, by the end of May. But unfortunately, you're just going to have to, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're just going to have to kind of plod on and almost keep the pedal to the metal, whatever that is. Like, keep working, because whatever this is, it's like you've manifested this. If you've gone out and searched for, 15 new job tasks, and you've taken on 15 new clients, then that's great. You're going to reap the rewards of that. But my God, is it a lot to do? It's a lot to do. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I really hope it does. And yeah, that is your reading. Right, let me hang on. If I click on that, then I can look at the chat when we come back over. There we go. Where's the chat? You wish you find comfort after the exam. Oh, so it is an exam. It would be a nice change. Like 14. What? Soul, I don't know what like 14 means. Hang on, Nandini. I'm going back in the chat. Your exam is next Sunday. Oh, and yes, it's for a doctor's degree. Well, of course you're going to be stressed. Of course you're going to be stressed. Oh my God, Nandini, best of luck. Right, everybody, we want to zhush the universe just a little bit in Nandini's favor. Right, so if you're watching this, what I want you to do right now, every single one of you, right, if you're watching this on the live, if you're watching this on repeat, we've got a week a week today until Nandini's got their exam, right? So what I want you to do is literally just bring your hands together like this, and we're going to clap, but we're not going to clap like hurrah. We're going to clap in a very specific way, right? We're going to do 4 claps, and we're going to keep our hands almost like prayer position, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we're going to build it so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And on that 4th one, right, just want you to say Nandini. That's all you got to do. Just say his name, right? Or just say Nandini's name. 1, 2, 3, Nandini, right? That's what we're going to do. And I want you all to do it together. And what we're going to do, that positive clap, that positive energy, we're going to send Nandini's way for the next week ahead as a little extra oomph to help with studying, to keep things on track, and just to feel a little bit more confident. Okay, so that's what I want everybody in the live to do. And if you're here on the replay crew, you can do it as well, because there's a whole week till Sunday. And by the way, time is something that we made up. The universe doesn't understand what time is, so it doesn't understand that the minute that I'm clapping right now is going to be a different minute to you doing it on the replay crew, but we're going to ask you to do it anyway. So then on the count of 3, everybody, we're going to do 4 claps, getting the hardest clap on the 4th and saying Nandini's name on the 4th. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, clap, clap, clap. Nandini. There we go. Nandini, hopefully, fingers crossed, give you a little bit of extra oomph, a little bit of extra kick in the bum, or a little bit of extra energy when you need it to get you through to Sunday. But my darling, best of luck. Very, very best of luck. Thank you very much for that. Absolutely best of luck. Right, everybody, we are starting to run very light on time. So this is where it's really important. If you would like a tarot reading tonight, make sure that you go across to buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic and queue jump over there, because I do not know how many more readings we're going to get through tonight. I can see we've got quite a few coming in at the moment. Amira, I can see your question coming in. So yeah, it really is very accurate, almost eerily accurate. I mean, I am a 5-star tarot reader over on Fiverr.com. 5-star reviewed tarot reader. That's all I'm saying. 28 years experience. That's all I'm saying. Right. I need to stand up, by the way, everybody. Oh, because my cushion, my back is hurting me. Oh. I was up early this morning, so I took my pain pills very early, and they've all worn off now. So my fibromyalgia is now hurting me a lot. Soul Sandoval as well. If anybody is wanting, you can go across to you can go across to buy me a coffee /beyond authentic, and you can book a reading over there. Right then, sorry, not book a reading. You can queue jump over there if that is what you are wanting to do. Right then, Ed, you are up next. Pop here if you're here on the live, Ed. Come and say hello. Okay, I've got the question. I've got the question there. Hang on, what have I got? Why have I got comments everywhere? There we go. I've got the question there. So let me just go across to buy me. Oh, why am I on that screen? Let me go across to buymeacoffee.com on the dashboard and see if anybody has queue jumped yet today. La 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 la. Nope, we haven't got any queue jumps. So if you would like a reading today, that is going to be probably your best option. I've got Ed in next. Amira, hello, my darling. You're new. Thank you very much. This is great. Thank you for all the good vibes. Thank you so much for everything. You'll surely tell. Yes, come and see us next Sunday, Nandini. We want to know how it went. And don't forget, when you are a doctor, when you are earning the mega bucks, do remember your very poor, lonely YouTuber who gave you all the support and love and attention. Where's my coffee? Gave you all the support, because you can always buy me a coffee. I'm joking. Just with this soy milk, this is horrible. It keeps splitting all the time. Right then, who have I got? I just said I've got Ned. Ned. Yes, Ned from the Try Guys. Ed, are you not here? Oh, you are there. Oh, I've got you. I couldn't see you on the thing then. Right. Right, let me have a look. See, let me have a look. See, got your question. Sorry, everyone. I honestly thought I had turned this off. Right, where's the doodah? I've lost the doodah. I've lost the doodah. While I find the doodah, what can I play? I'm going to play. I'm not playing that one again because I've done that twice. It was very funny, but I'm not doing it again. Right, what am I trying to do? I'm going to play this. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Psychic Sunday session, so let's see what's in store today. I still was trying really hard, even though that was a longer little clip thing. I was trying really hard to get the camera swapped over before I needed to. No, that's a 0. That's a 0. Before I needed to do that, but I just, this pen is all like, it's all shiny, so I can't grip hold of it at the moment. I think my fibro hands are kicking in. That's all you need, isn't it? Right then, so dragons. We've got our lovely Ed, who would like to know, can we get a reading regarding MS and has Bob met up with Mum? What's the MS, Ed? Is that like as in MS? Because we can't really do... what's the word I'm looking for? Medical questions. But I can certainly look and see what is happening. Yeah, the regular questions are on hold at the moment, everybody. The only way to get a question in tonight now would be to use a queue jump option. That would be the only option for you right now, would be to use the queue jump option. That's the only way to get a reading tonight now. Unfortunately, we are absolutely running very low on time. Ed, just what is the MS? Is that 2 people? Is that 2 initials? Or is that a question regarding health? Because I will do the thing. I will ask MK and S. Right, okay, that's what I thought. I thought you wouldn't ask an NMS question. Right then, dragons. Clarity. We got clarity, dragons. So Ed would like to know. Right, there are 2 people. One, I was about to say S and M, but that's even worse. Oh dear. Yes, indeed. Right, dragons, there were 2 people, one called M and one called S. And we want to know what is happening between them. And has Bob met up with Ed's mum? That's what we want to know. So what is happening with M&S and has Bob met up with Mum? So I'm going to do it. I don't know how to. I'll tell you what, we'll just see. I'll just go into intuitive mode, Ed, and I will do my best to get to tell a story of the cards, and we'll see what's going to happen. We shall see. We shall see. I haven't got a card jump though, so let's just have a look. I love the rain, but look at that. I love it. As soon as you go to lakes, gorgeous. I love it. 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 Right. So we're going to, dragons, we're going to, can I get a reading MS and Bob? Right, let me just have a look. So we've got the 8 of Blades again. Okay. So this is with M&S. This is the Marks and Spencer's one, right? So there is definitely a thing here. Definitely a thing here. A lot of very bedraggled energy, very worn out, knackered energy going on between M&S. We've seen it so many times, but this is even worse because it's come up reversed. It wasn't reversed last time, so it's now come up reversed, Ed. So it's really talking about there being this this impression of kind of properly being stuck in a rut, properly stuck, cannot see a way out, cannot see a way that things are going to drastically improve. It's just not going to, it doesn't feel like it's going to get there. It can do, and this isn't reality. It just feels very much like there's this stuck in a rut kind of situation. So yeah, and this was for the the M&S, S&M, M&S, MS situation. What is causing this? We've got the Six of Cups. So this is around, interesting. So it's something to do with this being around a family, and the family being around a celebration or a party. So there is something that's going on where M&S are being, I don't know whether they're being excluded from this gathering, or whether they're excluding themselves because they're too hectic and too stressed and too frazzled. But it definitely feels like there is something happening here, where this feels like this is always going to be a party, a family gathering, a celebration, something like that is going on. Okay, so I don't know what the situation is between Bob meeting up with your mum, but there is definitely something there. There's definitely a coming together there. I don't know whether this is in on this plane or in spirit. I don't know. We've got, wow. Okay, I mean, we've got the death. As soon as I say that, we've got the death card that comes up. Apart from the fact that it's got three amazing crows, and you know that that's always going to float my boat. The death card normally means transformation. It normally means the transition from one section of life into the next. So the fact that this is coming up, here, it feels. It feels like how old are the people involved? Because kind of feels like there might actually be somebody passing, or somebody somewhere is passing. Somebody connected is passing. It feels, I don't think it's from this party. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. This card's just given me the willies. No, it hasn't, but it has absolutely. Somebody's poorly. Who's poorly? Somebody's poorly. Somebody's poorly here. And this is the end of an illness. I don't know whether it's actual like passing, or whether it's hang on, my bloody rose quartz is going to fall off me speaker. I don't know whether this is somebody passing, or whether this is like the end of an illness, end of a, yeah, but somebody's poorly, and this is an end of a poorliness. So we're headed in a direction. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean, and it doesn't at all, because death very rarely means death in the tarot, although sometimes it can. The Three of Coins. Right. Okay. If somebody is poorly and is very old and is expecting to pass, right? I don't know why there's a party, but if this is, because these two feel really connected, if this is connected with whoever, if someone's really old and really ill up here somewhere, sorry, I'm throwing my tarot cards all over the place. This feels like, oh, I'm just going to say it. You know me. I'm just going to say it. This feels like a disagreement, or not a disagreement. This feels like a bequeathment. That's what this feels like. It feels like a bequeathment. It feels like there is a financial bit that is coming about because of the ending of this illness. So if this person gets better, then it's a going back to work, but under completely different circumstances. But in all honesty, I don't know how these people are. I don't know who any of these people are to you, Ed. But I would prepare myself for bad news, just in case. It could be that the illness completely passes, and like, it could be that an illness passes and that they find themselves in a very different situation than they have been in, if that makes sense. So it could be that someone who's, I don't know, someone who's been really, really poorly. I don't know what this party is, though. I mean, this is almost like coronation time, isn't it? This is almost like, yes, what is it we've got to do? We've got to swear allegiance to the king or some bollocks now. I'm not doing that. But anyway, it feels almost like coronation-y type time. It's like there's... It feels like, right, okay. Oh, it feels like somebody's poorly. There is other things going on, but there is a poorliness here. There is an ill health. Lots of other stress, lots of other disagreements, lots of other crap going on because we've got the 8. But this time it's coming up. It feels poorly. These two are connected, and these two are connected. These two, the connection is down to this illness is going to end. How it ends or which way it goes, I don't know, but it's going to end very definitively, right? So if this is somebody that's got, say if somebody's got cancer, they're going to have it all chopped out, right? And then that's it. It's like one surgery done and they'll be fine. But this change is so drastic. It literally is life and death in kind of scale, even if it doesn't mean life and death, put it that way. But it feels very much like a changing of the guard. So it's like whoever's been poorly, if they make a full recovery, it's going to completely change how they see their life. It's going to completely change. Like it'll be somebody who beforehand was all about, I don't know, stamp collecting, and then they flog their entire collection and go traveling to Peru. You know what I mean? It's like there's that much of a change that's happening with this. But this money is connected with this. So whatever this life change is, it's like if this person is wealthy or has a bit of money put away and they don't pass, they do get better, then it's almost like they'll go, fuck it, why have I been saving all my money? I'm like 130 years of age or whatever. You know, why am I saving money for my future? I've only got like 10 years left or 20 years left or whatever it is, however old this person is. And it's like they're going to start spending. Or if the illness goes the other way and they pass, then this is coming after the will. This is like there is some financial surprise, but like an upswing that's quite big. You asked about hang on, what does it say? Has Bob met up with my mum? I don't know what plane that's on, but dragons, one card, Bob and mum. Has Bob met with mum? I don't think that's this. Oh, judgment. So judgment is it's not so much being judged by others, it's how we judge ourselves at the end of days. Interesting. Again, interesting. And this end of days is like it's literally the angel calling up the souls of those that have passed to be judged. But of course, this particular like setting, interesting party, we've got death, and then we've got judgment. So these are all interrelated. This party here is kind of like the more civilized version of this one that's going on, because this one here is like there's drinking and he's looking somewhere he probably shouldn't be, and she's like, you know, I don't know what she's doing there, but it all feels a little bit drunken motel room, you know what I mean? But Bob and your mum, whatever this connection is, it's this angel and this knowing look. If these people are both, I've got the strongest impression. One has passed and one hasn't yet. But you've asked me MS, Bob, and Mum. But I think this is only one person that's going through this. Whatever this is, whatever this illness is, this poorly person, one person's going through this. It feels like this is related to other people in the group. And almost like a separating, or maybe not even not a celebration, but like a coming together of planning. Whether that's planning a funeral or planning what happens after the illness, planning like life afterwards or what happens afterwards. There's something going on around planning here. This transformation card is absolutely definitive. This is a very, very definitive. This is going to happen. Something big is happening with this card. Okay. The way these cards are falling, it wouldn't surprise me if this was a physical passing, but equally, it wouldn't surprise me if this was like somebody that's, I don't know, like been an alcoholic their entire life and is now going teetotal and vegan, or you know what I mean? It's like this is a massive, life change, like massive, absolutely beyond bonkersly big life change that's going on here. And then this money is directly linked. This uptick, I keep seeing this. It's almost like something's paid off in the ledger, but this uptick in money happening after this transformation is either somebody is going to come into some money because of a passing, or somebody is going to. It could even be they release some insurance money, or they release some equity or something. There's like some sort of savings or some sort of money that's been held that hasn't been able to be accessed. Whatever this situation is, if somebody passes over, it's released in the form of a will or equity or whatever they call it. If the person who's poorly gets better, then it's almost like they're going to sell the house and then go traveling. There's something big like that. But this Ed, I don't understand what this judgment is. If all of the people involved are this side, then are safely this side, then I think the judgment is like being judged for actions. And it's almost like, because this look here, this is a very accusational look, and it feels almost like, you know, you're being accused of things within the family or within the circle. If any of these people are past, then it's like it's calling to more. That's what this feels like. I don't know who any of these people are, Ed, or what their connection is to you, my darling, but I would be keeping an eye out, or keeping your suit ironed, put it that way, just in case, my darling. I hope these people aren't like your bezies and things. But oh God, Jesus, I've lost the pen. I've just dropped my pen as I was moving those cards. Every time I go to pick it up, there we go. Oh gosh, my back is hurting. But yeah, let me right. Oh, hang on. I'm on the wrong mic setting, not mic, camera setting. Let's have a look. On the live evening in chat. Oh, hi in chat. You're not allowed to divulge details. Okay, my darling. That's fine. I'm not asking. M&S is still alive. M&S sounds really weird. M&S is still alive. Okay. It does feel it feels very strange. I don't know what this situation is, but it does feel very, very strange, Ed. Hopefully, my darling, I don't know whether I've helped or not in that situation. The party, maybe Bob meeting back up with your mum, a great reunion, perhaps. I don't know. Bob's funeral. I don't know. M is very ill. Bob was old. His early 60s. Not sure how old S is. Bob was old. M is early 60s. Not sure how old S is. M is very ill. Right. It could be then. It could be. I mean, I hate to predict endings like that. You think M&S are excluding themselves due to their illness? Okay. Okay. I would say, in all honesty, it feels like somebody's time is ticking down. That's what it would feel like. That's what it feels like, to be brutally honest with you, Ed. It feels like somebody's time is ticking down, and it feels like there are issues around that. There's planning on both sides. Put it this way. I don't. Well, now as I've said it, there's literally planning on both sides, like here and on the other. But there's planning around, or like somebody's discussing what to do with the poorly person's money or the poorly person's affairs. It's like before they've even passed, there's like some conversations that aren't great have been happening. And it's almost like what I'm being given. We're not going into, I haven't got the spoons to do full on. So thank you, dragons. You can let it all. I can't take any more of that. I haven't got the energy. No, it's not like, it's like that. What? It's not washing your hands. It's like, is that rubbing your hands in glit? It's like, who did that? Old man steptoe. That's what I'm being just like shown. Fuck off, dragons. Is old man steptoe, but is this, was it Albert Finney? Why am I getting Albert Finney? That was Scrooge. Why did I get Scrooge earlier? There's something around this, like this sort of, I don't know what this is, but this is what I'm wanting to, and like hunched and old man steptoe, or old man steptoe, or Ebenezer Scrooge. It is. There's something around that. I don't understand what it is, but there's some.